Serious times out here. Some are beasting, some are leasting, but we're here to talk about it all. You're on the Tarrerdome.
Turn it up, Jado.
And good day, everyone. I hope everybody is hearing me out there loud and clearly. I just unplugged my headphones, so I'm looking a little crazy right now. Let's see if we can plug them back up. Let's snatch that sucker right on out. See what we got in here. Can y'all hear me 5x5? How am I in the chat? They I can hear it back at me. Am I good? Am I good? How is my audio? 5x5. That's what I came to see. That's what I came to hear there, Red Jet. Thank you so much. Red Jet hit me with the 5x5. That is power, clarity, as well as readability. That's the military, how we say it. If you can hear it good and amplified and pristinely, vocally clairvoyant, 5x5. If you hearing that thing all hey, Sarge, you one by one. I can't hear a thing on this thing. Good day, everyone. It is 10:07 by my Mickey. I started at 10:05, and you're on the Tarrerdome. And for the next hour and a half, I'm going to just try to give you as much sports as I have absorbed the last 4 days. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. All of y'all, I hope y'all had a grand day. I hope it was just exceptional. Normally it starts with y'all get up early, y'all going to church, might make a little breakfast. Men, we supposed to be making the breakfast, or them kids. My wife and I, we fell out a long time ago in reference to, hey, it's Mother's Day. It's on these beeswax to get your stuff right. Not don't lay it all at the kid. Don't lay it all at the kid. But you know how we do. We gotta we play the game around here. But that's your mama. I mean, let me get back to it. When I was younger, and when I had, the little ones, I would tell them, well, this is for your mom. You would give them money, right? When them kids grown, they supposed to be celebrating mama, not not you no more. I mean, I can understand if you ain't have a bank account, you ain't having money. Yeah, I steps in graciously. I go ahead and buy that little thing from Everything's a Dollar, or sponsor your macaroni chain that you made in school. And shout out to being back in school. I am drinking some ginger ale. And remember, this is the number one drink when you stayed at home and you were sick. It was Canada Dry, right? Some saltine crackers, Campbell's chicken noodle soup, Bob Barker on The Price is Right. Can I get an amen? Can I tell me if I ain't lying? Yeah, ginger ale is the way to go. Colin Young know what I'm talking about. You love ginger ale too, man. Ginger ale is my shot, man. It hits you back in the throat, as Brown would say. I see all my golden domers just showing up for me, man. Thank y'all so much, man. You feel like I be out here by myself, but y'all be just showing up, and especially the first one. Looking at her, so glamorous, got a little pink on. This is Red Jet Shell, ladies and gentlemen. She's showing up in a chiffon, pink top, radiantly beautiful as she tries to be. Amen. This is my main man, Collie Young, in this mug, man. What it is, CFO, Rockefeller Records. We've been down A1 day one, historic stoic. What's good, my dude? What it is, what it is, what it was, what it soon shall be. Ty Austin is in the building. What's going on, Big Ty? How you doing? How you feel? We got Chad Schrader. Sup, Tarrerdome? I love a good sup. You know, people say, what's up? It ain't cool no more. You got to say, sup. Sup with you. Sup. Oh, what's up? Oh, it's all good. Good to see you, my man. Ty said a 6. What? When you was staying home from school, ginger ale was the shot, man. Ginger ale is that drink for all life's issues. It is. It is. It just mom loves it. She's gonna show up in the chat soon. She is crazy about a ginger ale, and she when you're from the South, you tend to say some words all together. Case in point. It's not a ginger ale. Mama say, go in there and get you a ginger ale. It's all one word. It gets, you know, it's a cultural thing. I don't know. Black folks just kind of smush it all together there and just say, hey, I'm fitting to go to the store. It's not fitting to. It's fitting to. It's fitting to. It's all smash. You got to smash it, and I think it's that way because well, we got stuff to do. People be moving. People be shaking. We ain't got time to break down each syllable in every word. Oh no. We just going. We know. All right. Yeah, there's another one. I'm saying. My boys used to say that. Shout out to Squeaky if he's in the building. Squeaky, man. Squeaky's and you know what I'm saying? And then I talked to him, you know what I'm saying? And then he said something to me, you know what I'm saying? I said, no, I don't. Help me out. Shirley Temple, I say ginger ale too. Ginger ale's my shot, man. I'm a big Canada Dry dude. I have done what's it called? Schweppes. But Schweppes ain't got the zeal that Canada Dry has. A good cold Canada Dry with the little ice chips in it. The ice chips. You don't want it frozen because you'll be there all day waiting for it to unfreeze. But you want it so good. I guess that's 31.5 degrees just so the ice chips start forming at the top edge of it. Oh, man. And then I throw it on top of some ice. And that really sets it off. A little ginger ale. It is the thing to get. Schweppes loses carbonation after you open it. It do. And I hate the dog Schweppes, unless y'all want to give me some money, Schweppes. But it's certain it's certain knockoff brands that ain't quite, like Luther Vandross Curl. It ain't. It's missing something. We used to have a gas station called Crown Gas Station. And Daddy used to say, man, that gas ain't burning right. and it's a whole nother story about Domino Sugar and my mom and my dad talking in front of the car when they were taking me to church one day. They had a whole dissertation on Domino Sugar is sweeter than regular sugar or sugar you get off there. And Dad just won't have it. He just say, hey, the sugar come off the sugar truck and that sugar don't know what it's going to do. It go into a Domino's box. It go into a Rich Food box. Go into a gold medal box. It don't know. Sugar. Mom was convinced Domino sugar is sweeter. So that's just how we go. Crazy Juice in the building. The Timberwolves have a chance to go to the finals and win that title. But it all depends if they take that opportunity, which brings me to the docket, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the docket. Let us go to the docket. Let me add it to the stage right here. Oh, that's a little too big. Let me go that way with it. Okay. I'm gonna first start with the Knicks ain't playing, y'all. The New York Knickerbockers, and I said Knickerbockers at home. The Timberwolves is just be wolving. Prayers up for Tatum, man. Tatum went down last night, and we're gonna talk about PFF in their offseason grades. I don't know if you saw it or not, but and we're going to talk wide receivers galore, the depth chart of the San Francisco 49ers. Let me start with the Knicks. They beat them Boston Celtics last night. Why am I smiling? A bevy of reasons. Mainly, if you are a true Laker fan, if you 100 with it, you got two teams, the Los Angeles Lakers and whoever playing the Boston Celtics. It just been that way since birth. They told me, they gave me a bottle, a birth certificate, and said, look, if you're a Laker, you hate Boston. If you Boston, you hate the Lakers. It's just how it is. But I have to say, man, they have gone up 3-1 on those Boston Celtics, man. And this is I dare venture to say, before the series started, nobody was seeing that coming. Nobody was seeing that jump off. Pause. But they doing their thing. Last night, man, even though the great Jason Tatum had 42 about 2 minutes and 58 seconds, maybe 3 minutes and 50 seconds, one of the two, it pops in my mind as I was watching the game. He went down, and prayers up for him in the name of Jesus. I mean, I always want to beat Boston, but in the name of Jesus, I hope he is healed. I hope the staff that touches him is anointed. The X-rays, the MRIs that need to happen in this sequence, I hope they possess all the healing properties of Jehovah Rapha, the God that heals. It looked pretty bad. It was a non-contact injury. He was going for a loose ball, and I don't want to speak it into existence. Death and power are in the life of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. The Bible says. So I don't want to speak bad about it, but it has been my experience, and I have seen enough injuries that have happened that it ain't good when I see the back of that ankle just kind of slant over a little bit as you go in non-contact. He had a little bit of contact earlier in the game. My man pointed that out to me, man. But it's one thing to get the high ankle sprain. It's one thing to get stepped on, but it's another thing when you just pushing off and that thing buckle on you and you need help to get off. I've seen that go a whole bunch of different ways. And we're asking God right now, heal that man, because regardless of what I tell you, God will show you some things. He will reveal some things. And years ago, as a competitor, as somebody who just likes their team, we would kind of celebrate when their best players weren't there. You know what I mean? Regardless of the instance, regardless of whatever. But think about our Super Bowl just 2 years removed. Our horse, uh, not liking him anatrophically to a horse, an animal of some sort, but our main dude went down just walking out on the field, or he was getting himself geeked, and some people can't say that. Say, why is he jumping up and down? He doesn't need to jump. Hey man, when you get ready to play NFL football, when you get ready to play college football, when you get ready to play high school, well, you better get geeky. You better get geek now. No, I don't care what it take. Get ready. And he just, things didn't go that way for us. If y'all remember today, it's February 11, 2024. It wasn't 2025. Yeah, it was 2024. So a compassion goes out to him, his family, and everybody involved with it. But before that, he had put up a strong 40 deuce. Yeah, he was out there acting up. Man. He's good. He really is. He used to train with Kobe, and Kobe is just crazy about him. And God rest his soul as well. He had went 42 points. Actually had 8 rebounds and 4 steals, 2 blocks. He had did his thing. Jaylen Brown was out there. He put in 20. Al Horford ain't do but 5 points there. Derek White had 23. See, this is the pivotal thing. Your bench points. And as you see, I circle some things. These are my notes. I ain't really supposed to even be showing y'all that, but 12 points from Peyton Pritchard what led the bench, which was double digits right there. But then you got Kristaps Porzingis ain't have 7, and Luke Kornet ain't have zilch. He played 7 minutes and 44 seconds, and I got the same amount of points that Luke Kornet got. But anyway, jumping on over to the New York Knickerbockers. Jalen Brunson. Y'all, we need to shout out Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson been doing it. It's 3 good years. Yeah, that Villanova, what's they? The Wildcats, the Villanova Wildcats. Dude doing it. And he come to play. That's why I had to just give him some respect on the thumbnail. I like your game, young man. I like your game. These are people that I guess coming out, you really weren't too interested in, but when you watch them go after it, and when you watch them in the competitive settings, they step up just at the nick of time and just how they're supposed to do. And then you had Michael Bridges. He put in 23. Carl Anthony Town, Big Cat. I remember Big Cat in college, man. Big Cat out there putting in 23. And Anobi, I keep messing that name up. In 39 minutes, 39 seconds, he put up 20. They've been doing it, man, for the last couple of games. Coming back and playing. They got Thibodeau up there. Shut up. Hold on. Where my bell at? Shout out Thibodeau. Thibodeau got them boys playing some serious defense. And I love defense. Y'all know my heart is defense. That's what I played all my life. Defense. I play offensive line, fullback, a whole bunch of others, but you got to play defense if you're going to win at any game, at any sport. And they celebrate it and go after it with a zeal that's really, really exciting. And for you strictly football folks, just bear with me a couple more minutes, man. We're going to get into it and talk about some other things, but it's NBA Finals time. I even been creeping over. Watch this. We got an all-star spectacular. The Carolina Hurricanes are in the semifinals in the Stanley Cup, ladies and gentlemen. So they come on TV down here in Raleigh. I've been tipping over to a little bit of hockey, and it's because of the competitive postseason flow that really it puts me on edge. It makes me think about when the San Francisco 49ers are in the playoffs or in the postseason. It's still strategy. It's still, men and or women, like in the WNBA, trying to get down and get it. A sudden death or best of sevens, best of fives. Sometimes it's really, you can draw the similarities and draw the comparisons and analogous analogies inside of what is postseason and how it ratchets up. It ratchets up, not ratchet like a ghetto girl who loud, but but like torque, like a ratchet set. Craftsman tools is the way to go. But I really like it. And shout out to the Knicks. They got them 3-1. They lead the series 3-1. And again, nobody really saw that coming. New York was, as you see, their record for the regular season was 51-31, as Boston was 61-21. They're the NBA champion, the reigning NBA champions, but boy, them New York Knicks is out here acting up. I see Historic Stoic saying hockey playoffs are awesome. It is, man. They are on that ice acting up. They are. It just, it gets more intense. The players are flying around a little bit more every possession, every hockey pass, every penalty means like, oh, you kind of live and die with it. And I'm pulling for them Carolina Hurricanes because my Lakers are at home, so I ain't got nobody else. Like the dude in Officer and a Gentleman, Richard Gere, I ain't got nowhere else to go. So I'm pulling for Carolina out here, man. They playing the Washington Capitals right now, and I think the lead is 3-1. I'll have to check back up on that. Getting to my second topic du jour. Where's my music at? You gotta have a second. Let me throw some lightning in there. Yeah, there you go. Second topic du jour. This will help when I break it up to do my my shorts. I give a quick little break there. That's what we call in the business a quick little break. Where's my transition? I heard that. Yeah, that's that sweet music there. Let's go here and let's go back a couple slides. We are going to talk about, and I hope ain't nobody mad, but these Timberwolves is doing the same thing that these New York Knicks are doing. As you see, the Timberwolves going into this were supposed to be 49-33, 24-17 away in the regular season, and they going against the vaunted Golden State Warriors, who were very, very similar at 24-17 and 48-34. But a funny thing happened on the way to the Western semifinals, game 4. Steph is still hurt. I think it's the hamstring. And let me first shout out Steph Curry, man. Shout out Davidson, North Carolina. He down here. He went to Davidson College. He's a North Carolina guy. We claiming him, so it is what it is. Steph Curry changed the game. He really did. He really did. And he still does. Everybody wants a Steph Curry now. Before he hit the NBA scene, it was all about the high-flying athleticism of a dunker in an inside game, maybe even a mid-range game. Don't take that three. It's it's too bad on the percentage. Don't shoot a three. Don't shoot a three. This dude made it regular, popular, and dare I say a necessity to shoot from three. And in the annals of sport, you have game changers. You have guys who've mastered the game. You have guys who have obliterated the game in terms of just with their raw athleticism. Stuff like, Bo Jackson was just Bo Jackson. He just came into football. I mean, good Lord. 4'1", 940 at 240 pounds. It looked different. It sounded different when he hit it. When he hit a baseball, it sounded that was some raw power and great hand-to-eye coordination. But when a little guy does it, relatively speaking, he's 6'3", taller than me. But when a little guy do it, man, in a game amongst giants, it hit different for me. It does. It does. You found a way to make a notch and build upon that notch. So I'm one of the biggest Steph Curry fans in the world. I love Mark Jackson. I love Draymond. Draymond just get on your nerves so much, you gotta love him, but you gotta respect the 4 titles. I know a lot of people don't. That's not a popular take, but nonetheless. But let me tell you about these Timberwolves. I told y'all last year, and Red Chat Shell got on me. She's in the chat. I said, hey, it's something a little different about that young boy there. And I'm seeing some things that I'm not going to invoke the name, but I'm seeing some things in this young man that is a little different when I saw another young man in the 80s. I'm not gonna say no names, but he's got a competitive streak about him. And that was Ant-Man himself, Anthony Edwards, A&E, Arts and Entertainment, above everything. And for you scoring at home, that's how you spell Tarrerdome, an A and an E. Shameless plug. Nonetheless, he had a outstanding game, man. Him and that daggone Julius Randle, who used to be with the Los Angeles Lakers, between the both of them, AE put up 30 and Julius Randle put up 31. So between the two of them, that's 61 points, right? You just do the simple math. Let's turn it on over. Look at what Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield and Brandon Podziemski put together. They put together 60 points. So you know how this was gonna go. And of course, you're missing the great Steph Curry because of injury. And again, getting back to it, you have some kinship back to the San Francisco 49ers. You know what it's like when you ain't got your best players out there. Not that anybody can only do it without their best players, because I know a couple of people are going to take that little charge. You know who you are. Anyway, but you want to have your best out there at the best time, going against the best competition, and they just simply didn't. But it takes grown men who want it to go after that and seize the moment, and the Timberwolves did. It was a pretty competitive game for the most part, man, but then they just started, as you're looking at the box score, they just started, first quarter is 27-28, second quarter 31-32. They're putting up points. Okay, we got the half. And then the Timberwolves start imposing their will. Adjustments made, and then they're acting up. And what can you say? They just played an efficient game. I think Anthony Edwards had a double-double. Did he not? No, he had 30 points. Did he have who had the double-double? Excuse me. I think Jaden McDaniels had the double. That's who it is. That's who he had. Look at his defensive rebounds, and he put up some very good points. He put up 10 points, which is, not going to shock the world, but a double-double is double-double, man. Especially if you're a forward. I love that. I love that. And lo and behold, the Warriors are on the ropes. They are being led in the series 3-1 after 4 games. So as Rudy Tomjanovich once said, never mistake the heart of a champion. Maybe the Warriors can put it together. They're going to play them again. I think it will be Friday or Saturday night. Hey, let's see what you got. But boy, they say it ain't over till the fat woman sing. She warming up, ladies and gentlemen. Me. I'm just saying. And let me remove that real quick. And it's so many of y'all in the chat that have come in. I want to shout y'all out as you coming on into the chat, as you coming on in. Let me back this thing up like Genuine here. What y'all know about it? You got back that thing and use a big fine woman when you're back there. Crazy Juice is in the building. The Stanley Cup playoffs is really interesting. Sadly, my LA Kings just can't get past that damn team from Edmonton. Yeah, man. The Canadians take it different. They invented the sport, so they're gonna have a little bit of something to say. You know what I'm saying? They have a damn number. It be like that. It be like that. But hey, you can't do nothing but shake it off. Tarrerdome got the sound effects. Fancy. Did I? Yeah, I hit that. Hit my transitions. Yeah. Timberwolves are destroying my Warriors. Oh, and I want you to come on, Shell, and just give a perspective of it's always darkest before the dawn. You got to keep a stiff upper lip. But boy, when you know they got your number, it's a hard pill to swallow. Hey, look at that. There's another metaphor there. Golly Young says some of these players shouldn't be shooting these threes. Not everyone is Steph and Clay. Hit the bell. You're 100% correct. I see people, and we were doing this with the Lakers, man. We would come down court and shoot the daggone ball with 20. It's a 24-second shot clock. You jacking up a 3 at 20 seconds, man. In my day, oh my God, that coach would have just snatched you up. We had a coach down at Chowan University, man, Coach Burke. Meanest man alive. I think he sleep with his fist balled up, sucking on a lemon, and shoot an unwarranted 3 if you want with seconds on that shot clock. Go ahead and do it. He will have your mother picking you up out at the student union, buddy. He did not play that, but it's a different game now, Rod. I mean, Kylie, it's a different game. I keep saying it, Kylie. I'm thinking Rod, Kylie. Thank you so much. You know, y'all both near and dear to my heart. But it's Steph done changed the game. That's what I mean. People want to shoot that 3. Big men. Remember 6'6"? You going about 240, 250? What? I'm going to the hole. What? Everybody want to shoot a 3 now. Everybody want to shoot a 3. Everybody wants it because it's an efficient way of scoring, but you got to have the prerequisite skills to do so. And it's just something that we do. Dion X is in the building. Should I say Dion X? Is Dion X in the building? Oh, Lord, boy, we're going to have some talks here. Miss Mimi Dave, what's up? Good morning. She is a Minnesota everything. She loves the Minnesota Golden Gophers. She loved the Minnesota Vikings. She loved everything Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. I'm drinking some soda. Canada Dry. Soda. Yeah. Good to see you, Miss Mimi. I wish you all happiness and joy today. Good morning, Tarrerdome. Hey, what's up? All right. She being nice, but there it is. All right. There it is. She's being nice, and she was setting you up. See how people set you up? Hey, good morning. Hey, everybody. Yeah, it's nice. Hey, see them Timberwolves? Yeah, I got you. I got you. You cool peoples though. That's dope. That crazy you said. My main man, Papa Jay in the building. What up, Papa J? He says, "What's up, Tarrerdome and the Golden Domers? Good to see you this morning, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Historic Store. He's hollering back at you there. Mimi's in the groove. We got Under the Helmet podcast. Is that Spongy? Are the Warriors eliminated if they lose tomorrow? Yeah." Yeah. And the Warriors are going to look a lot different. I don't know. Warrior fans, y'all can chime in, man. Do you go ahead and cut bait, make trades to get, well, you ain't letting go of Steph, but is Draymond going to go on away from there? Are you going to do anything with Kuminga? That's really going to be, do you want them to ride out into the sunset together? And then you got Butler there. He signed the extension and he's still there as well. So if it does happen, decisions are going to have to be made. And speaking of the same thing, I could say the same thing about Boston. Now, Boston has signed extensions with Tatum and Brown, but if that is the injury that I think it is, it's going to take a year. It's going to take a year to get back to where it is. Again, I'm not going to speak it into existence. It looked very, very serious. They wheeled him off in the wheelchair. He looked really, really. Matter of fact, I have some B-roll for y'all that missed it last night. I'll run that back on the Twitters, but good to see you there. How many more games they got? It's a 3-1 best of 7. All you need to win is 4. So you got this one, and both of them are on the ropes here. The Celtics, the mighty Celtics, with their 18 championships, as well as the Warriors with their 4 or 5. I think he got 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know y'all got 4 with Draymond in this iteration of Draymond, and you might have won 1 prior to that. So a total of 5, but Lakers got 17. So sometimes I lose sight of it. My man Choa Lore is in the building. Tarrerdome, are you going to be live for the schedule release tomorrow night at 8 Eastern? Oh, Choa. I kind of wanted to do something. Choa, talk to me on the I don't want to say out loud because she might be on right now, but I kind of wanted to do something special. But boy, that's hard. That schedule release is pretty tough, Choa. Might get together with my boys, man. If I'm not, I know David McNiner and the other guys are. If they're in the chat, man, shout it out, David McNiner and my crew. They gonna get down, and Wolfie and them too. And I'll be on with Wolfie Thursday at 12. So if I'm not tomorrow night, we will be discussing it come 12 o'clock noon on Thursday. Me and Wolfie. That'll be probably the main topic du jour. So we'll go in and get into it. Miss Tanisha, you are the girl that I never had, and I want to get to know you better. What's up, girl? How you doing? Got the Letterman jacket on. I told y'all about my Letterman jacket, man. Gave it to a girl. You'll never see that thing again. Good to see you, Miss Tanisha. I think Miss Tanisha was the girl. San Francisco, however, is a city known for a number of things, including, here we go, the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, yeah, girl, cable cars, Fisherman's Wharf, Height Ashbury District, the Castro District. Man, I took the tour when San Francisco's my favorite city in the world. It is, and I done been all over. New York, Chicago. I've been to Paris, Rome. Where else I've been? Tokyo. Where else I've been? I've been some good places. Austria, Germany, Nuremberg. I love San Francisco, California. I do. Maybe it's just the air is better. You get smarter in San Francisco, California. Everything emanated from San Francisco, California. Are we on Windows? Is everybody using Windows-based programs? That came from San Francisco, California. Did y'all go to Google? Google? Yeah, that's San Francisco, California. It's just when you go there, you'll understand. You'll understand. You'll understand. They got a sign in the airport at a restaurant. I'm forgetting which restaurant, but it has this quote of a guy of a journalist, and he says, you know, whoever the journalist was dies and goes to heaven. And his quote is, "This place is nice, but it ain't San Francisco." Man, Chinatown, up and down, all around, Lombard Street. Man, y'all go to the city of San Francisco, take some tours. You know, Jimi Hendrix and them used to play there. The music. I'm a big San Francisco guy. I am. Wonderful city. My cousin Allison is in the building. What up? Wolves should finish it tomorrow. They are living with Draymond and Kuminga shooting from deep, and with Curry out, it plays into the Wolves' favor. It does, man. Every time I see Draymond shoot that three, you know how you got that that coworker that can't cook, and they bringing in stuff for Christmas. Man, Draymond, stop shooting them threes. Yeah, but what happens? He hits one, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm cooking now." No, Draymond, stay away, Draymond. Missing from deep has been killing Boston, and now with Tatum out, it's all but done. New York should move on. And I think that's going to be a very, very interesting series between them and the upstart Pacers. I really like that kid, Halliburton for the Pacers. But New York has such an energy when you look on that sidelines and you see the former players. You see Stephen A. Smith getting all giddy and everything. It's an energy that the Knicks have, man. You'll see Clyde Frazier. Clyde Frazier was so bad back in the day, man. And see, these cats ain't one. And 49er fans, you can be akin to this. Our last championship was in 1994, 95, Super Bowl, whatever you might have. So it's been 30 years. The Knicks last won World Championship when I was 1 year old. That was 1973. So they've been starved. I was actually three. They've been starved, man. They've been starved, and they've come close a couple of times. Back in 94, they had a smoker. They had Pat Ewing and Starks, and who was that ugly one, man? Anthony Mason. They said Anthony Mason wasn't cute. Charles Oakley and all of them, man, they came close, but Houston took their candy back in 94. And that was one of the years Jordan was out. Jordan retires 93, up there playing baseball with the Memphis Chicks. And both of those years, Houston wins, but the Knicks went against them in 94, I believe. 94, 95. It had to be 94. You know why? 94 was crazy. I was in the Army. I was on my way to jump school. Fort Benning, Georgia, from Fort Lee, Virginia. And you know who else was on the highway at that precise time? OJ Simpson. We were watching it on the TVs on the charter buses to go down to jump school. And it was 94. The Knicks and Houston were locked in there. I think they did a 30 for 30 on this. Arnold Palmer was going for a US Open. It was a whole bunch of stuff happening right there in 94. It was a good time. It was a good time for sports if you love sports. She hollering at the jet hollering at her. Let me get on down here. Tatum's injury is feared to be an ACL. I didn't want to say it, Jet. Yeah, it looked very, very similar to what I've seen before. Again, it was non-contact. He was just going for the loose ball, but the way his ankle buckled and the way they carried him off, I hope that maybe it's a strain. I hope so, but I don't know. I don't think I don't understand why Kaminga is still in Kerr's dog. Dude, I don't either. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did. I don't have the answers, but he's letting them play now. But really, they could have established a little bit more earlier on. I don't know what their relationship consists of, and we may never know until they do the 30 for 30 or the behind the music or the behind the behind scenes, and we found out Kaminga used to pluck his ears when he won't look. And it could be a bevy of things, but dude's been balling out in the minutes that he's been given and can create his own shot, but has been riding the bench. Inquiring minds want to know, dude. Inquiring minds want to know. I think Golden State won a chip with Rick Barry. They may have. I seem to remember them when they won, and I might be getting them mixed up with the Seattle Supersonics back in the day. I think Dennis Johnson won one with the Seattle Supersonics. We can look it up on Google, and I'm gonna ask my show's producers, mainly Red Jet Shell and Kylie Young, go to the internets and Google and tell me what's up. Don't forget In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger, man, the sauce. I use the sauce to dip my fries. I love In-N-Out Burger. I love everything about San Francisco. Lombard Steakhouse. No, it's called Bobo Steakhouse on Lombard Street. Has the bone-in filet mignon and one of the freshest Caesar salads you can ever have. I love a good steak. Also down there in Union Square, they got awesome sushi. You go to Chinatown, man, and I took the whole family. Me and D took the whole family, my mom, my kids, and we went out there to San Francisco, man, and we went to Chinatown because the women be shopping, and this isn't no, it felt like the scene from Rush Hour when we went to the Chinese restaurant there in Chinatown. It really felt authentic. I was gonna be like Chris Tucker and say, which one of y'all kicked me? But they have some excellent food there, man. And the people are so gracious, particularly the Asian community. Asian community is just so respectful. So respectful. When we took the BART or when we took the public transportation system, they made it a staple. They made it really, really I'm big on respect and respecting your elders. If I saw those young kids sitting in chairs, but when that older lady or older gentleman got on the bus, they would respectfully just get up and give them their seat. They were just very, very respectful. And what's it say about society today when you celebrate respect like that? It should be almost a given, but they just do. Just the Asian community there, man. I really having a kinship with the Asian community and the martial arts, the discipline and stuff like that. It could have been because I was in Korea and did some time over there in the Far East, and I really saw how efficient they were and really traditional. I like that good stuff. I like that good stuff. Anyway, as I scroll, as I read, I can't read everything. I try to. I try to. Regette says, if you haven't been to or lived in San Francisco, you know zero about us. Oh Lord, why? Everything is an arm, a leg, two fingers and toes. Tell no lies. Laugh my ass. Yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive. That's the only reason why I don't live out there. It's pretty expensive. You have to save up. I don't go every year. I tried to for a couple of years when things was rolling in good, but yeah, I save up a couple of years, put some stuff on the credit card, then go on out there and have a good time, and come on back to North Carolina, where gas ain't nothing but $2.60 or $2. I think it's lately it's maybe $2.40. When you go to California and you look at them gas prices, I'm, I'm gonna tell you, man. I ain't driving out here. I, I would say, hey, park that car. I ain't moving. No, I'm not moving that car. I ain't moving the car. I ain't moving that car. It's public. I'm serious. That thing is real. I said behind the music. Yeah. Tarrerdome. Just say he drove on the highway with OJ. I, I was on 95. OJ was on the 105. Yeah, it was the same day. Him and Al Collins was driving him around and we were watching it unfold on the bus. And that was that day in 94. It was June of 94. I remember, hot day. Then you get down to jump school, man. They put you on detail. We was on detail for July 4th. Do you know how hot it is at Fort Benning, Georgia on July 4th in the summer with fireworks? Good Lord. I was thin. I was an even 200 back to, you would sweat that weight off. Oh, ain't no problem. We get that off you. And then if you went to Ranger school, you could easily get down to 176 pounds. Nobody came out of Ranger school a big, thick, muscled up dude. Oh, no, 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 no. You came at that Jay looking like JJ Evans with your lips together like that. Yeah, it was real. Yeah, Georgia is real in the summer. Nothing beats a filet with a great Caesar salad. Oh, you know the deal, historic. And they do the bone-in filet, which you normally get the filet mignon without the bone, but that bone, it gives it another flavor, a deeper, richer flavor on the steak. And I do my medium seared with just the crust on it. Don't even give me that. Ain't got me thinking about going downstairs and or ordering something, man. But yeah, bone in, man. I love San Francisco. It's a huge melting pot of many ethnicities, and that is beautiful. It is, man. Nobody, people just sitting around mad at each other. Oh, you different. I ain't gonna talk to you. I ain't gonna, sucking on a lemon, sleeping with your fist ball up, just mad at each other, man. But San Fran is just, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. That's what you're talking about, a vibe. And then it's not that hot. It's not that hot. Regular California can be real hot. Now, I used to be stationed or we would do maneuvers down at the National Training Center down there at Fort Ord. I think it's Fort Ord, California, near Bakersfield. Bakersfield is not named for a person. Bakersfield is named for what you do down there in the desert. If It was 100 degrees at night. Death Valley Desert is different. That's what they train you up in the army, because chances are, think about this, every time we have to go and fight, it's usually in a desert or really hot people. You know why? Because that hot just make people mad. It just make you be, that's why they can't, that's why everybody mad, because it's hot. But in San Francisco, man, that weather, it's a coolness with it. Especially when you would go to the stick, man, you had to take a sweater, you had to take something. It might have been warm in the day. All right. It's a good 85-degree day. But boy, when that sun starts falling and that wind comes off that bay, you better have something for your arms. Don't get out there think you cute and chill bumps be biggest pimples. The gift shop near Golden Gate Bridge is expensive. Everything near the Golden Gate Bridge is very expensive. I recommend going down there to Pier 39, Pier 39, and circling out. No, going way down towards Ghirardelli is another. Go to Ghirardelli. It's going to be a line. It's going to be a line, but just stay in that line. Just stay the course. The desserts are amazing. The candies are amazing. And it looks like something out of a 1950s malt shop, which you can get out of Ghirardelli, man. This just big bowl of beautiful layered ice cream with toppings, and they'll put the little Ghirardelli chocolates in the ice cream. You just can't beat this place, man. You can't beat this place. Gas is $5.60 in Palo Alto. There you go. And that is a gallon. $5.60 is a gallon. And don't even think, I think that might, Papa J, is that regular? That's probably regular. Uh you gonna drive that Benz, you gonna drive that Beamer you want. That thing gonna be $6-7, bro. I'm telling you. $2.99 per gallon in my neighborhood. You doing good, brother. You doing good. I get it on the military base, and I think we down to 250 last I checked. I got a big old truck. I got a Ford F-150 Lariat, and it's a 25-gallon. I filled that whole thing up $64. 64. I remember the last time I filled up $64. Balling. And you feel like somebody. When them gas prices go up, you be like, I'm trading this in for a Prius. Was it the Undertaker from Death Valley? But bump. Yeah, I guess so. My dad loved the Undertaker. God rest his soul, man. But Dad loved the Undertaker, and he loved the fact that his manager's name was Paul Bearer. He just got such a kick out of that. He said, the manager name is Paul Bearer. Yes, regular gas, Papa J. I thought it was. That's regular at that 560. Usually for that premium, you can go ahead and put 50 cents on that. Put 50 cents on that. So you add the 50 on that 560, you looking at easy 610. 610. I'm serious, man. It costs a lot to move around in San Fran. In all of California, because I think y'all have to pay for the additives or whatever it is. So, that's dope. Let me go back to my topic du jour where I'm at 58 minutes. I got a couple more minutes here. Topic du jour's on the docket. As I read, I guess I can make it a little bigger for y'all. Let me go here and slide it back. We talked about the Knicks. We talked about the Wolves. Prayers up for Tatum. Amen in the name of Jesus. Off-season grade. Don't know if y'all noticed, but this is what PFF has given the San Francisco, California the San Francisco 49ers for their off-season grade. The grade is D as in Delta. I shared with y'all coming up in high school, an 80 was a D for me. Uh, that's why I was Prop 48. Amen. But overall, the San Francisco 49ers appear to get worse this offseason. Getting Robert Saleh back as the defensive coordinator could be a big positive, as he had success in that position with this very regime. But outside of that, the team lost Dre Greenlaw, Debo Samuels, and Talanoa Hufanga, and didn't meaningfully address their offensive line. San Francisco drafted heavily focused on improving in the run defense, which is needed after they finished 2025 with the 54.6 team rating on PFF grade in that facet. The 49ers floor might be higher, but their ceiling is lower. That sounds like a fart in church, huh? I'm trying to be objective. I can see to the outside world why it appears that way. But for the Golden Domers and those who are intimately in knowledge about the San Francisco 49ers, you and I understand that Debo on this team with Kyle, his boy, wasn't yielding the greatest productivity there should have been. You and I know, as Golden Domers, that Talanoa Hufanga, while a very good season and an all pro, second team all pro season, his second year, I think, not his first, second year, was very often injured and was very often, when he wasn't injured, taking the cheese and not a true free safety in the greatest sense. Lastly, I'll say this. We will miss Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw did some wonderful, wonderful things for us. Particularly, I was on Wayne Breezy the other day, and he remembered that year we played Seattle, and I nicknamed Greenlaw the Sea Chicken Killer or the Seattle Seahawk Killer, because in the first game he had a big interception, and in that last game for NFC supremacy in the first seed, Dre Greenlaw made the tackle on that 1 yard line. It was Uncle Sherm was watching. Greenlaw made the hit, and I think Fred Warner was there as well, but it was Greenlaw's hit on that tight end that pretty much solidified and kept us with home field advantage throughout. And from there, we go to the Super Bowl. But let's be honest. Dre Greenlaw is injured right now with an injury other than that of his torn Achilles, which occurred in the Super Bowl. Some would say we may have dodged a bullet to have paid him and locked in money and get back a player who, although has been wonderful, not necessary. Are we getting back the most wonderful iteration of Dre Greenlaw? That's Denver's problem now. Talanoa Hufanga is Denver's problem now. And if conventional wisdom holds true, and history is the greatest rewarder of our research, you probably looking at a couple of more injuries to him and Talanoa Hufanga. So on paper, on the surface, it can seem that way to a non-Golden Domer or a non-intimate knowledge, non-family member journalist, if you will, or analyst, if you will, because they just counting it up kind of like Moneyball. They just looking at, oh, well, Greenlaw was a 95 and you left a 95 and there you're going to get a 90 or 80 kind of guy from college and we'll see what we can do. But hold on. As what's his name? Chris Berman used to say at ESPN, that's why they play the game. We can look at things on paper and it's real nice. You sitting in a lab and you writing this and doing that, but we're going to have to get out there and we're going to play some things and we're going to see what's up. What's up? Yeah, get money. Speaking of which, my last topic du jour on the docket. Let me go back to it. We got that off-season grade. We just addressed that. Wide receivers galore. Y'all, I'm hearing big things. Big things indeed. As you saw on my thumbnail, I said some of us out here beasting and some of us leasting. Let me put it up. Notice this one over here to my right, your left, thusly creating the squared away effect. His name is Isaiah Nayer. Isaiah Nayer is on the depth chart right now as an undrafted free agent. Share my screen. Getting really good with this. Sharing the screen. And just when I say I'm getting good at it, look at that. I can't find it. Isaiah Nayer is an undrafted free agent. And this is my look at our depth chart right now. I'll blow it up if y'all need to see it. But as you notice in red, it's got Brandon Ayuk as injured. And from my understanding, he's getting better every day. He was just at a golf outing. I was going to share some pictures, which I think I'll do it Thursday, about him at the golf outing. And he's able to, he's walking around on that daggone Achilles, which is not Achilles, torn ACL, MCL, and PCL, which is pretty remarkable. He's out there playing golf on it already, and I think he sustained the injury in October. But directly behind him is Robinson, Demarcus Robinson. We got him from the Los Angeles Rams. But if you look down and to the right, you're going to notice a young man named Isaiah Nayer, an undrafted free agent. Isaiah Nayer went to Nebraska University, and he's standing at an even 6'4". And from all estimates on his res, he's running in the low 4.4s. In the low 4.4s. Has a huge catch radius. And I think we might have a little something. We might have a little something here. He was supposed to go a lot higher than he went, obviously being an undrafted free agent, but he chose the 49ers and the 49ers chose him. He is signed up. Not to mention Jordan Watkins, Tariq Owens has made a step from my understanding. And hey man, let's see what Junior Burton got. I was just saying all of that because we have a plethora of wide receivers right now. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 right now. It's going to be a war of attrition. Counting Jacob Cowing. We're going to find out who's what. And we're going to solve this little issue here on my next slide that's called separation. I've taken the liberty of going back and looking at every team of separation, and these are advanced stats from next gen stats that count the separation or the average of said separation. And what I did was transpose them in my analytical state and bring them on over to Excel so I can look at what is the average of separation in the National Football League, because we couldn't get separation last year. We couldn't get the separation last year. So I'm looking at the best separation receivers. And these are, I think, 134 receivers in the National Football League. And somehow they have quantified what is their average separation. The best being a Marvin Mims of Denver at 5.2. Somehow, when you're dealing with Marvin Mims, you can give him an 8-yard cushion, and somehow he gonna separate by 5.2 yards on average. Where the worst is Buffalo's Keon Coleman, and I'm missing an N right there. See if I can put it in. No, I can't. He don't get you number 2 on average. But what you can do is just let's look at by team. Oh man, I can't interact with it. Why they ain't giving me that? Why? Because you're protected. Enable editing. Okay, here you go. And now I'll put it back up there. All right, you can go by team. And let's take it all the way there. Now, the average separation in the National Football League is 3.1. Last year, the San Francisco on average separation of receivers, and it counts tight ends too, but it doesn't count running backs, but it does count tight ends. We are at a 2.8. 2.8. Again, the average is 3.1. The best teams are at 3.8. That was the Buffalo Bills. And I want to bring this all to a point because I think Baltimore was really good too. Let's look at Baltimore. Baltimore's average separation, 3.85. So they may have been the best, but I really want to get Buffalo. Buffalo's 3.25. But look at their receivers. Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuels, Dalton Kincaid, Mac Hollins, Amari Cooper, Keon Coleman, right? All right. Let's look at Baltimore's. Baltimore had Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Mark Andrews. And theirs was a 3.85. All right. Now let's look at the San Francisco 49ers. and I hate to nerd y'all out right now, but this is what goes through my mind. An average of 2.8 down here, right? We had George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Brandon Ayuk. 1, 2, 3 Pro Bowlers, All Pros, former All Pros, first round rookie, and arguably the best 7th round X receiver there has been in quite some time with Jawan Jennings. What I'm saying here is, you're going to tell me that it's a receiver issue or a quarterback issue? Are these receivers better than the crew of receivers in Baltimore? Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews. Would you take these guys over our guys? All right. Now, hold your answer. I'll go right here with Buffalo. Would you take Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, Dalton Kincaid, Mac Hollins, Amari Cooper, and Keon Coleman over that iteration of wide receivers that I said earlier? Sometimes, and y'all go with me, I'm gonna end it up on this. Sometimes it ain't the Billies and the Joes. It's the X's and the O's. There's a reason why these guys are getting separation and the 49ers were not. And it ain't because they're greater wide receivers. It ain't because they're quicker wide receivers. It ain't because they run better 40s. You've got to scheme up separation. I'll leave that for next Thursday or this coming Thursday. I want to thank everybody for your time. Y'all was here hanging out with the Tarrerdome. I hope I gave y'all some good basketball ferventry, and I gave you a little cliffhanger for Thursday's event when I will be with Wolfie at 12. Thanks y'all all for coming out and hanging out with the Dome. Yes. And please like and subscribe. Where my little thing at? Let me see here. Can I get on film? I can't show my, well, if I show it like this. All right, there you go. Like and subscribe here. You see, I got my little graphics together there. Like and subscribe to the Tarrerdome and follow. And every time I come on live, y'all check your boy out, man. I ain't doing nothing but having a whole bunch of fun and giving you what God gives me for you to give to somebody else. And remember, everybody, we walk by faith and not by sight. In Jesus' name, amen. I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me. Good day. God bless. I will check y'all out very, very, very soon. It's been a pleasure.